Hello to all, my name is Jasmine Feinstein and I want to invite you to our concert cycle, the concert spirituals. So as I told you in a previous video, this concert cycle is inspired in a concert cycle that took place in Paris during the 19th century, and it was called as well the concert spirituals. The main characteristic about the cycle is that it was done while the theaters and the concert rooms were closed. So we tried to do our 21st century version of it. So we really hope that you enjoy it. So this video is basically to tell you about the repertoire that we are going to perform and that you are going to see. So the first concert is addressed to the composer Heitor Villa-Lobos. He was a Brazilian composer very much influenced by Maurice Ravel, an impressionist musician who lived in Paris during the end of the 19th century, but also the first part of the 20th century as well. And of course, Heitor Villa-Lobos and Maurice Ravel both were contemporaries, so it's well known to say that it's well known this that I'm just telling you, but at the same time, it's really interesting to see how both composers they have their own production, their own pieces, and it's really interesting to observe how Villa-Lobos took influence of all the tradition, but at the same time the folk music of his own country. So the pieces that my friend Luke and Rafael both are going to play today are pieces that are called Impresiones Celesteras, Choros number 5, Alma Brasilera, and the Bahianas Brasileiras number 4, which is a really big piece that has several numbers, and it's basically a suite in the way that Johann Sebastian Bach did in the past. So as regards all the repertoire of Heitor Villa-Lobos, I believe that it's fair to say that always his pieces they have a very distinctive melody, and obviously in the harmonies and the textures you are going to perceive the influence of the Brazilian music, synthesized but at the same time mix it with the European influences of the time. Yes, so and specifically as regards the last piece that they are going to perform, Rafael, better to say, it's a piece that has 4 parts, and as I was telling you before, it's very clear the influence of Johann Sebastian Bach, because it's based on a suite. Yes, the numbers, the different movements that they are in the suite are the prelude, choral, aria, and a danza. Yes, a dance. So obviously these movements, as you for the ones that already know the music of Johann Sebastian Bach, you know that his suites are based on basically stylized dance. And basically what Villa-Lobos did, it was exactly the same, but the difference, obviously, as I was pointing you before, is to mix and synthesize the content of the suite, the original suite, and at the same time mix it with all the folk music that Villa-Lobos knew, and at the same time take the influence of impressionist composers as Maurice Ravel. Then, as regards the second program that you are going to listen on Sunday, it's a program that is performed by Eva and by me, and it has 2 pieces which are really interesting. The first one is called Vals Nobles and Sentimentals, and it's basically a series of waltzes that they are not exactly a suite by itself. I would say that it's more a collection of pieces. But the interesting thing about this is that Ravel, he let's say that he took the influence not in the past in this case, but I would say of the present, of his contemporary time. his time. So obviously, why I'm saying that, because basically, if the piece, if the work itself is based on waltzes, clearly what we are seeing is that influence. All right. Okay. So, and then as regards the last piece that you are going to listen to, is a piece that is based on Baroque music, and it's called Le Tambour de Couperin. This piece, the characteristic of this piece is that, well, basically, uh, Maurice Ravel, he tried to do a sort of homage to a composer that he really, really admired, as it was Francois Couperin. And at the same time, he did an homage to several people who died during the First World War. So each movement basically is called Prelude, Fugue, Forlan, Minuet, and Rigodon, and all of them basically are dedicated to one man who died during the First World War. So what you are going to listen to is the influence of jazz, but at the same time, as I was pointing you before, what happens is that Ravel did stylized dances, and obviously you are going to listen to the structure in the piece that is made out an stylized dance, a Baroque stylized dance, then the influence of jazz, and all this synthesized with the experimentation that they were doing as regards the harmonies at that time. So, well, I really hope that you can join us. You can find the link to purchase the concerts in my bio. And we are really, really looking forward to do this. And certainly we enjoyed the entire process. So I hope that you can join us today and tomorrow. So this is all for now, and I'll be doing program notes for the next concerts near January. That is the time that they are going to be streamed. So thank you very much, and see you soon.